I've had the original iiRcade 64 gigabyte bar top setup for about a year, and today I'm going to be sharing some new games that are available on this cool arcade setup. If you haven't known about this, the iiRcade offers a wide variety of games that you can purchase. Each arcade comes with some preloaded games. You can also hook it up to a larger screen. I used a cable such as this, HDMI cable, to capture footage. They've added scan lines and different features to make it more authentic, and I like that. And so one of the newer games is Warrior Blade Rastan Saga Episode 3, and this is kind of an obscure sequel to the original Rastan, and it's more of a hack and slash game, and it's got branching paths, and this is cool. This original release on the arcade had like a dual monitor setup, something I've never seen, and it's good. It's good. Is it the best hack and slash game? No, but I think the iiRcade offers nearly 300 games now, and this is one of the newer games being offered on the setup. So if you have an iiRcade or you're thinking about one, watch this video or watch my previous videos, as they are updating things all the time. I'm going to talk about their future plans at the end of this video as well and give you a glimpse of that. But this is a great game, two-player action. I do believe up to like 14 different levels, boss fights, cool power-ups. But maybe you're more into old school. This is Montezuma's Revenge, and this is going to be released on the Nintendo Entertainment System in a future Kickstarter, but it's offered here. There's modern graphics as well as the original look to it. So you can do the modern look here, but you also can do the retro look, which many people remember playing this. I remember playing this on Atari computer. So yes, you're going to be right at home. Really cool to see these types of releases, as you know, it shows the variety of what the iiRcade can offer. And so if you like these types of games, you can also check out Sydney Hunter and Curse of the Mayan. There's a few releases from Collector Vision as well. And, you know, these are fun little games, and it's nice to see iiRcade continue to offer new games, as well as classic shooters, as I know it's pretty popular to use for these classic shooters such as Tiger Heli. And, you know, I remember playing this on the Nintendo Entertainment System, so it was nice to go back and play the arcade release. As, you know, the arcade games typically had better graphics and sound, and maybe you never played the arcade release. Well, now you can. And so iiRcade offers these on their own store. Games on average are about $10. Some are more, some are less. There's always sales. And you can continuously add new games to the arcade, and that's the strength of it. To me, you know, it's one thing to buy a dedicated cab, but, you know, having these different options and adding additional games. Here's Truxton. You know, I know there's fans out there of this classic shooter. This is the arcade version, by the way. And I think sometimes the arcade releases get overlooked, and so it's nice to have a store that's kind of dedicated to arcade releases, but also offers modern games. There's not many people and things doing that currently, so it's nice to see that iiRcade is really continuously promoting this product, supporting this product. They have excellent communication. There's games being released frequently. You know, there's up to nearly, I do believe, 300 games, and I'm going to show you a few of the games in the store at the end of this video. There's also some sports games. Arcade-style Evolution Soccer is an example of that. I know there is people that are big fans of the series, and here it is. So it's a game I've never played arcade version of, and so nice to finally see it and play it myself. Looks a lot of fun. Definitely has that, you know, throwback to the late 90s or early 2000s, which I do believe this came out in 2001. So pretty sweet to see this. And, you know, I know there's some soccer fans out there, or football, or whatever you call it, you know, but, you know, pick your country and have some fun. Great two-player option as well, as, you know, this is what's the benefit of the iiRcade, is you can just pick up and play an arcade-style game with a friend. You know, I just had my niece over, and she went right into my game room, turned it on, and started playing some games on the iiRcade. And so, you know, it's just kind of a fun little setup for people that just want to casually play. There's also some racing games. This is a newer one, Moto Rush GT, and this is kind of a fun little racing game. Never played this one personally, so you're rushing in and out of traffic, and you can do wheelies, and the closer you avoid an accident, the higher the bonus. And so, yeah, it's neat that, you know, the iiRcade does have the strength of doing 3D gaming, so it's not just classic arcade games. So that opens up some options for future releases. You also have Riptide GP Renegade. This is a popular release on the iiRcade, one of the best sellers, and it kind of has that, you know, to me, the Hydro Thunder kind of feel to a racing game with some stunts. And I really enjoyed playing this one. Never played it before. Finally checked it out on the iiRcade, and it is just quite a bit of fun. It's got a lot of different tracks and stunts, and you know, I really like the branching paths that you can do in each level. It's got decent graphics, and another game that kind of shows off what the iiRcade is capable of. And so, is the store as vibrant as something like the Switch or Xbox or PlayStation 4? No. But it is cool that they're continuously adding new games. As you know, if you get bored with a game, you can just go to the store and purchase another one for affordable price. And so there are games on sale. One of the most popular games is the Retromania Wrestling. They had a dedicated, and do have a dedicated cab to this on their website. You can check out more about it. But this is a fun, if you're into like old school wrestling games, this is awesome. And this is offered on several different platforms. But, you know, this has been well received. Lots of different players and moves and options in this game. One of the more popular games by far on the iiRcade. In fact, I think it's the #1 seller. And so I wanted to share it with you if you didn't know about it, as there's lots of different things in this game that make it a lot of fun. Moves and different modes for sure. Definitely check it out if you haven't. And this is available on nearly every platform, but it's kind of cool to play it on an arcade machine. And if this came out back in the day, I would totally dig it. Another oddity and unique way to play a modern game is Dead Cells. And you're like, Dead Cells? Yep. They made a version of Dead Cells on this, and it works really well. Really cool to play it this way with that, you know, classic aspect ratio and with arcade stick. So for sure, if you're a Dead Cells fan, you may want to check out this version, as, you know, it plays pretty awesome. You can even add scan lines to it and do that. It's really neat to see iiRcade continuously offer new and retro games. And, you know, they've done a good job with communication. They've done a good job with frequently adding newer games. You know, they've added about, I would say in the last, I don't know, probably 6 months, they've added probably 40 games or so, maybe a little bit less. But, you know, they've offered a lot of newer games, and they've done a good job at announcing current plans as well as future plans for releases. I've really enjoyed the communication from the company, as, you know, if I ever had a question, I reached out and they were quick to get back to me. They don't just have obscure games on their store. They do have classics such as R-Type, and I do believe they have R-Type 2. So I would like them to continue to evolve their store and offer a wide variety of classics. I would like them to get more Sega. I do think it would be a cool option to offer more console games. They do have some ColecoVision games. I've shown those in previous videos, but I would like them to branch out to offer more of those, as I think it would be a great addition to the library that they always offer. But, you know, the strength of this iiRcade arcade setup is that it offers a wide variety of both new and old, as I've mentioned before. But, you know, if you want to see further games, you can check out my previous videos. I've done 2 other videos on the iiRcade, the original release, that shows the bundled games that come with the original setup, as well as some additional games. But that's not it. They have some future plans. Here's the store. here's some of the releases that you can get for the iiRcade. As you can see, the prices are affordable. And I was looking for this original model, and they do have some dedicated themed iiRcade cabinets on their website where you can get, I think, Retromania Wrestling. But here is the one that they're really pushing for the future, and this is a Dead Cells themed cabinet with some hardware revisions. And for more information, you can go to their website. They'll have future plans for that and give future information and updates. So thank you so much for watching this video. What do you think? Have you experienced the iiRcade? Thank you so much for coming to my channel. And if you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.